and rotated or reflected, and then put down as one of the other letters. But I hope you can envisage, if allowed to bend, stretch, or shrink the letters, how any of them might be transformed into one of the others. To a topologist, these four letters are homeomorphic to one another. The geometer would notice that the angle made by the arms of the Y is different from any angle found in the other letters. The topologist, on the other hand, would be happy to flatten the arms of the Y and stretch its body a little to give the T shape. Likewise, the E could have its bottom rung bent around to the vertical, and then shortened somewhat to make the F. Finally, doing the same to the top of the F would make a T on its side. These four letters can be continuously deformed into one another and back again. Broadly speaking, this is what it is to be homeomorphic, to be topologically the same. But what is it about these letters that makes them topologically different from other letters? Another collection of letters that are topologically the same as one another is C, G, I, J, L, M, N, S, U, V, W, Z. Topologically, all of these are equivalent to a line segment, and it's not hard to imagine how each might be formed by bending and stretching a suitably mutable letter I. So, hopefully you're convinced that the letters in the second list are all homeomorphic to one another. But what makes this second collection topologically different from the first list? Note, for each letter E, F, T, Y, that every point lies on a distorted bit of line, with one exception. In each of these letters there is a single point that might be described as a T-junction. One way in which these T-junctions are special is that, if removed, the remainder of the letter is disconnected into three parts. The removal of any other point would leave just two parts remaining. In whatever ways we might bend and deform an E, the deformed version would still include a single T-junction. As none of the second set, C through Z, has such a T-junction, then none of them can be a deformed version of an E, or an F, T, or Y. This gives a genuine sense of how mathematicians resolve the question, are two shapes the same topologically? This either amounts to finding some means of continuously deforming one into the other, or involves finding some topological invariant of one that does not apply to the other. The word invariant is used in different contexts in mathematics. For example, if you shuffle a pack of cards, there will still remain 52 cards afterwards, and 4 suits. These are invariants. But the top card may have changed, and the Jack of Clubs may no longer come before the 8 of Diamonds, and so such facts aren't invariants of a shuffle. A topological invariant is something immutable about a shape, no matter how we stretch and deform it. In the given example, we used the presence of a T-junction as our topological invariant. You might note that an E includes 4 right angles, whilst an F contains only 3. The presence of 4 right angles is a geometric invariant, and so shows that E and F are not congruent, i.e. not geometrically the same. But, working topologically, we are permitted to unbend these right angles, and so right angles are not important from a topological point of view. Rather, they're mutable aspects of a shape and not topological invariants. The remaining 26 letters, grouped topologically, break down as DO, KX, AR, B, PQ, H. You might want to take a moment thinking about what makes an A different from a P, or O different from Q. In fact, the O introduces an important topological invariant that separates